A school district in Missouri is bringing back spanking as what they're calling a last choice disciplinary measure. And we're gonna have some commentary about this, but Fox News has already gotten to it. Here's a commentary, a conversation the Five was having about spanking, and they seem kind of enthused about the whole thing.
Can you paddle female students?
Yeah, there's no distinction.
And on the butt, right? Not in the hand.
On the butt. It's on the butt.
And how many smacks do you get?
I think
Up to three.
Up to three.
And you cannot cause physical harm.
Well, what's the line?
Well, physical harm is physical injury.
Tears don't count.
No, where you leave a mark.
Where you leave a mark?
Yeah.
How do you know?
The parents will tell you when the kid gets home.
You know what we're going to hear about? Suing. The kids are going to sue the school because it did leave a mark. The butt will never be the same. I could see this.
The parents agreed to the spanking.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more law firm commercials around this over the
I think, honestly, it seems like it'd be pretty easy to make a lawsuit out of it. But anyway, I don't know which is weirder. The Kilmeade yelling, on the butt. He was very enthused about that. Or Jesse Waters very lawyerly, can you spank a girl? How many hits do you get? Is it on the butt? These people are children. I'm not talking about the people who are gonna be spanked. I mean the people commenting on it. And the thing about it is, they have been going on and on for 2 years now about how teachers cannot be trusted in literally any way, with books, to discuss gender identity, and definitely with kids because they're groomers. They either want to have sex with your kids or they want to prep your kids to have sex with other adults. But what they can do is paddle the butts on a regular basis of the kids under their care. That's what they finally have found something they trust the kids. Well, technically they trust the teachers to have AR-15s and regularly touch the butts of children. But anything having to do with education, slavery, CRT, that's unacceptable. And they definitely want to have sex with the kids that they're paddling, but they can and should paddle them good.
Right, that's the thing, is it's an open hand smack,
I think it's with an actual paddle.
Oh my God, these psychopaths. That makes it not kinky,
Brett. It's not kinky if you use a paddle.
It's so funny. It's like you can't both call teachers pedos and demand that they smack your kid's ass. You can't do both of those things. You can't have that same perception exist of the same person. Someone who you don't want anywhere near kids, and then someone who you want to put wood on their ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
And it's this, and the Five will be like, oh, this is our time to joke around. They're the ones who choose what they're allowed to joke about and what they're not allowed to joke about. But the problem is I have to go run it by them to see if they meant to be joking or not, because as opposed to normal jokes, these aren't funny, so you can't really tell when they're joking.
Oh, would you like more confirmation that they find this entire thing to be hilarious? For once, they found something having to do with kids in school hilarious. Let's roll the second clip.
See that you do.
Yeah, the United States Supreme Court said it's legal. It's up to the individual states as to whether or not they're going to allow it. The whole concept is that a teacher is in loco parentis, a teacher is in the place of the parent, and the school districts are smart. They're basically saying to the parents, look, if you want to give us permission to whack your kid, not in the New York sense, but to paddle,
take them out,
right? to paddle your kid with a paddle. And they say apparently it's between 1 and 3 paddles, but they don't say the age. I assume it's grammar school. I doubt it's high school.
You know, it's so funny. They haven't found teachers or school to be funny for so long, but finally they found a thing. The idea that you get to paddle the kids is so funny. It's great. They absolutely love it. I love also that Jeanine Pirro says, well, I mean, the Supreme Court said it's okay, and it's okay because the teacher is standing in for a parent, and so they should be allowed to do that. That's the only time they stand in for a parent. They aren't allowed to do literally anything else. They can't even identify who they are, who their partner might not be. That's going too far. How dare you take the place of a parent? But if it comes to paddling their butts, then you can do it. They're fine with that. And she was laughing. They did the little a shot of each person. They all thought it was hilarious there, Brett.
And not only that, a minority of parents are on the sides of Republicans with this kind of stuff. With like it's just a small group of vocal parents that are like, we need to protect this small group of parents. But like, that's insane. Most parents don't want their kids to get beaten by the teachers. And to leave it up to the states, like unless we're gonna go full, we have crazy states and we have non-crazy states where like one state is like a fun one where everyone has to talk like Mickey Mouse, and the other one's one where you like, it's literally like the movie Saw, where you have to like, once you're in, you have to find a way to get out or die. We can put down some basic standards of what it means to be an American. When you're an American, you should have control over what you do with your reproductive system, right? Yeah. And you should be able to, you shouldn't leave it in the hands of psycho parents in your school district, whether the teacher is allowed to hit your kid.
Yeah, look, they're saying that parents are going to sign on to this, that they want it, and okay, I guess that's up to you if that's what you want. It's so weird to see the conservatives suddenly, immediately flip flop on what it's acceptable for teachers to do.
Yeah,
but they have to be in favor of this. Corporal punishment, I get that, like in some parts of the country, my opposition to it is very much in the minority. But for conservatives nationally, like you have to say this is the best necessary thing ever, and you should definitely do it. It's just a core part of the ideology.
You know what scars kids? In the back of a Buzz Lightyear movie, seeing like two women kiss. You know what doesn't scar kids? Hitting them in the ass repeatedly, and also by someone not in their family.
Yeah, they're saying, and I saw Brooke in the Twitch chat a comment about like, so when do you stop being able to do this? Can you spank an 18-year-old girl's butt? And everyone's like, well, no, obviously you can't do it to the older kids. But is that obvious? Why would it be better that you could spank the butts of the young kids?
They're fundamentalists.
I'm not saying maybe they're as bad, but I don't think it's better somehow. I find the whole thing so weird. I grew up in the Northeast. There was no corporal punishment really. I find the entire thing incredibly weird. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.